Hi, my name is Meredith Tornabene, and I'm the Director of Career Advising and Development. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to reach out to an alum on LinkedIn. So we're going to just jump right into LinkedIn. And if you don't know how to get to the screen that I'm showing you, please take a look at an earlier video that we did that covered that exact topic. So when you want to look for a specific alum that specific alums that you would like to reach out to, remember that you're going to start by potentially using some of these filters to narrow down your search. So you might want to do it if you have a particular geographic area in mind. That might be a way you do it. But I'm going to use an example of looking by industry. So if I wanted to say healthcare services is something that I'm interested in, the first thing that it does is it shows me folks where they're working. So not surprising, we have a very strong representation of people right here in the Syracuse area, which continues. Again, you might be confused, why am I seeing Moyne College? That's because students are picked up in this search as well. So just keep that in mind. But as you see, most of these places are hospitals or medical centers or other opportunities. So if you had a particular place in mind, for example, if you wanted to work at the University of Rochester Medical Center, you could do that. But I'll also switch things up and I'll say, what if I wanted to go to New York City? Maybe I'm from that area. Maybe that's where I would like to live after graduation. And here's some examples. So then you could say something like, oh, Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, that's something I'd be really interested in. And then you would scroll down and you would start to see the folks that work here. So again, not surprising, given some of our graduate degree programs, you're going to see nurse practitioners, physician's assistants, but again, we have many students that go on to medical school. So you may eventually you would see physicians, you might see folks throughout healthcare services. But just for this particular example, we are running into some PAs and NPs, and perhaps that's of interest to you. And particularly maybe critical care is something that you're interested in. So you might say, okay, I think I want to connect with Rachel. So you could hit the connect button. And here it's going to say, add a note. And you always want to add a note. This is when you might say something like, hi, Rachel. My name is Meredith, and I'm a biology major at Moyne. I really admire your career path, and I'd love to connect for some career advice, or I look forward to connecting for some career advice. Sincerely, Meredith, or some version of that. I think the key takeaway here is that you always lead with what you have in common with that person. So you lead with, I'm a Moyne student. And right away, you go from being a stranger to someone they have something in common with. And I would say personally, I don't think it really matters whether you got an undergraduate degree or a graduate degree from Moyne. We're all Moyne alumni, all Moyne students. So you should feel free to reach out to anyone on this platform and ask to connect with them for advice. So that is how you would search for folks. And I do think I'll go ahead and maybe even show you an example of a profile. So once you're connected with somebody, you can get a sense of their career path, right? So I think, and you sometimes learn something really interesting about this person, like she was an audience department assistant at the Ellen DeGeneres show. You have something to ask her about that's just interesting. But again, if we want to focus more on her healthcare career, you can get a sense of, okay, so she was a psychology major at her undergrad. And then how did she get through this path? Well, she was a childcare coordinator. She did research. And so these sorts of things can help you kind of track people's paths, get ideas of things that you might want to do, as well as give you ideas of when you take time to talk to these people, what might be some questions that you want to ask them. So I will stop there, but I will encourage you, please make an appointment with Career Advising. That was an incredibly high-level overview of what you can do with LinkedIn. We can really walk you through that platform, and we can talk to you about How do you reach out to people? Once someone is connected with you, please realize that your ultimate goal is to schedule a time to talk to them. LinkedIn is powerful because it allows you to connect with people, to schedule conversations. And again, career advising is here to help you understand what do you ask in those conversations and how do you stay in touch with people that you begin building relationships with. So hopefully I've inspired you to start to reach out and to remember that career advising is always here to help you.